Warfare is the new A24 film written and directed by Ray Mendoza and one of my favorite directors, Alex Garland. Garland you may know from directing films like last year's A24 film Civil War, 2018's Annihilation, and he's also been the screenwriter for Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later and the upcoming 28 Years Later. He wrote the screenplay for Dread, Sunshine. This guy is just a heavy hitter and he has an amazing vision. But now it gets interesting. During the filming of Civil War, Garland wanted one final firefight scene to be as realistic as possible, shot documentary style, immersing the audience in the scene. He hired Ray Mendoza, a former U.S. Navy SEAL, to help keep the firefight authentic. Garland was so impressed with the scene that during filming they talked about if a scene like this could be made into a whole feature film. Garland asked Mendoza specifically for an event that he personally experienced with his platoon of Navy SEALs that might work as that feature film. Shot in real time with no fancy cinematic camera work or editing and no score written for the film, just the sound of bullets flying, explosions, and the sound of heavy breathing and later screams. It's real-time documentary-style filmmaking. This film is created only from memory, which was insisted by Mendoza, making sure that the studio or other creators of the film didn't take any creative license to make it more entertaining or spectacular in that Hollywood authentic type of way that can happen in retelling of these true stories sometimes. It's also created from memory specifically because one of the members on the real platoon team, Elliot Miller, doesn't remember the events that happened to him, and Mendoza wanted to make this film for him, making the film as accurate as possible for him. So with the collaboration of all his teammates, they recounted all the true, accurate accounts of what happened and put them all together in this film. Not just memories of what happened, but memories of how they felt emotionally and physically. The film follows Mendoza and his troops during the final stages of the Battle of Ramadi in Iraq, and Al-Qaeda controlled the area of Iraq's Ramadi province in November of 2006. They're tasked with surveilling a residential area to make sure that troops could pass through the area the next day. They find that they are in a heavily saturated Al-Qaeda presence around them and are pinned down and trapped with no way out. What you get after that is an experience that will leave with you after the credits roll. This almost felt like more of a simulation of warfare than an actual movie theater experience. Everything about this film gives you an experience that I don't think has ever existed on film before. The film starts with an interesting opening scene where the troop is crowding around a TV set, dancing to the music video Call on Me, which is really funny and sort of endearing in a way, giving these soldiers a lighthearted, fun character development as a group. The next scene, they infiltrate a family's home and take that home over to establish a place to watch and wait and scout that area. And after 20 minutes of waiting and scouting, a grenade is tossed to the window of the home and you are put into the confusion, fear, and anxiety that these soldiers experienced. What's really interesting is that there isn't a focus on one actor or one star in this film. I actually was excited to see this film because I'm a huge fan of Will Poulter, and I was hoping that this would be his breakout role that made him a leading man. But this film doesn't focus on one star, one person, but the group collectively, which gives the film an even more authentic feel. You have some amazing performances by Poulter and Michael Gandolfini and all the other cast members, but you see them all as one, if that makes sense. The star is really the brotherhood as a collective. The sound design was really thought out, not only for the events on screen, but how you'd hear it in a theater. If you see this film, it has to be in a theater with great sound and a huge screen. The grenades shake the seats, the firefights are aggressive, and you feel the sound of every bullet being fired. It really is an immersive experience. There are important little touches authentically all throughout this film. The opening title sequence shows a real photo of the actual home of the family they infiltrated with a small child in front of the house, presumably the child that lived there. The end credits show side-by-side images of the actors with their real counterparts. A lot of the photos blurred to keep the SEAL's identity a secret. There's a scene where one of the soldiers rubs their finger on a ledge, feeling the sand on their finger, because it was a significant memory that this soldier had. The look of the film is shot beautifully and chaotic as expected. Again, there are no jib shots or dolly shots, nothing fancy, just a real run and gun type look that keeps you there with the soldiers. It's not a film that really has a rewatchability for entertainment value, in my opinion, because it is so raw and real and gritty and terrifying, but it is something to experience. Warfare is, as of now, one of the best pictures of the year, and I think the most authentic war film ever made. It's not a complicated story with over-the-top performances and Hollywood frills. It is just unapologetically the real events that happen at this battle. It's not trying to impress you or entertain you, and it's primarily not for you, but for the men who experienced it. I read that because of this movie that the men who experienced the events have finally been able to move on and heal emotionally because of this film. This film deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible, and I'm giving Warfare a 4 out of 5 stars for all these reasons. It is rated a very strong R for the blood, violence, and language, obviously, but also for this insane, very accurate depiction of war that doesn't hesitate showing the horrors of war. As of now, it is my best of 2025. I know it's still early, but it's a hard-hitting, impressive film. So let me know if you are planning to see Warfare this weekend. And if you have already seen it, let me know your thoughts. Are there any other facts about this movie that I probably missed? I know there's a ton of them. I'd love to know your thoughts about this film. I want to thank you, as always, for watching this channel. Out of all the thousands of YouTube movie review channels out there, thanks for watching this one. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. And as always, don't wait till it streams. Let's go to the theater and let's see it together. Especially this film. Go experience this film.